race is really heating up with just 2 weeks to go before the March 12th general elections. Constituencies in the Cayo district nominated their candidates on Monday and are all set to cast their votes. In Belmopan, it's a three-way showdown between two United Democratic Party candidates and one People's United Party candidate. P.U.P incumbent Oscar Mira is hoping to secure a second term in office.
No, it's a humbling experience. It is an honor, but very few have gotten the opportunity. I thank the Lord, I thank God, first of all, for giving me that opportunity. I also thank the people of Belmopan for putting their trust in me.
Mira says his team has made significant investments in the capital city over the last 4 years. He says equitable educational and healthcare access were also priorities.
The infrastructure work in Belmopan has to continue. We are growing too fast, and we have to keep up with the demands of the infrastructure, with the demands of water and light and all the utilities that we have to have in Belmopan. Another high school for Belmopan, a vocational high school for Belmopan, as well as the hospital for Belmopan. It is now time that we in Belmopan have a covered structure for our sports.
But to secure a second term, Mira will have to overcome two U.D.P candidates on March 12th, a challenge no P.U.P candidate has faced before in Belmopan. Luckily for Mira, his U.D.P opponents, John Saldivar and Ralston Fraser, are at odds with each other. Fraser has claimed that the capital city has become divided under the P.U.P's leadership.
In one word, you can call it inequity. Fairness is not being applied throughout Belmopan, and I'm going to touch on this a bit. I know it's going to be controversial, but there is a growing segregation in Belmopan, and okay, I've said it. Yeah, we all know, and I think we need to make every effort to let that not be. Why? This has not happened by the will of the people in Belmopan. There are certain elements among us in Belmopan who is propagating this because they benefit from it. The whole divide and conquer situation. And we can't afford this anywhere in the world. We can't afford this in Belize. We cannot afford this in Belmopan. We do not want it in Belmopan.
On the other hand, John Saldivar argues that Belmopan has been rapidly deteriorating under Oscar Mira's representation. Saldivar is hoping to regain control of the constituency after failing at the polls in 2020.
Land issues have become a serious issue. People's land have been taken away from them. Pantry program has been ripped up away from the poor and the elderly of this city, and people are going to rebel against that when election day comes. I don't think that the people of Belmopan will be confused any at all. I think they know exactly what is happening. They know who is the traditional U.D.P leader here in Belmopan. They understand the leadership rift, which has nothing at all to do with who is on the ballot here in Belmopan. People understand that very clearly, that John Saldivar is the man for Belmopan.
The Cayo South constituency, which borders Belmopan to the west, is made up of 13 villages. In the upcoming March 12th general election, two U.D.P candidates are competing for the seat. However, they'll have to unseat the incumbent era representative, Julius Espat, who is aiming for a fourth term in office.
We built a primary school in St. Matthews, which was extremely important. We are building a primary school right now in Roaring Creek, which is much needed. We have paved about half of the villages, the main arteries. We have opened farmers' roads. We have dealt with most, if not all, the education assistance requests. NHI is now in Cayo South. It will start in about a month's time, so that will alleviate the health problems. And we continue. There's a lot of employment. There's a lot of activity going on. We're working on every facet of life. But the idea is to raise the quality of life of the rural residents so that they be at par with the urban residents. And I think we've come a long way.
The U.D.P candidates in Cayo South are Dr. June Young and Jose Samayoa. We caught up with Dr. Young to hear what she's been hearing from constituents on the ground.
Some of the challenges and the needs of people are the same. We have some communities where people are clamoring for light, for water, for land to have access to their homes in some area way to the back of the villages. They do not have access where vehicle can take them to their homes, so they need to walk for some miles to get to their homes. So those are the issues. Also, we know the issue of crime. The other day we had Mr. Samayoya who was shot in Arizona. So campaigning in that community, the villagers were telling me, Dr. Young, we need a substation here in our village. We need a little polyclinic, and if possible, a multi-grade school, so that our students, our children do not have to walk that far to go to schools.
In our conversation with Jose Samayoa, he conceded that Julius Espat is a strong opponent, while asserting that Espat has been unable to fulfill his promises to the people.
What inspired me is that we is being hurted in Cayo South. Like we had this area rep up there. He's very strong because he's within the government, right? He promised a lot to the people of Cayo South. He's a liar. We know already. The reason why I'm here is to serve the people of Cayo South. And I guess I'm ready. I know together, I'm telling my people of Cayo South, together we can make it. And let's make Cayo South great again.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.